Once upon a time, in a sunlit meadow filled with flowers and tall green grass, lived a hardworking little ant. Every day, from early morning till evening, the ant carried food, grain by grain, back to his nest. It was summer. The sun was warm, the air was fresh, and the fields were full of food. But the ant knew something important. Summer wouldn't last forever, so he worked tirelessly storing food for the cold months ahead. Nearby, a cheerful grasshopper was hopping around, singing songs and playing music on a blade of grass like a violin. He laughed and danced through the fields, not worrying about tomorrow. He saw the ant struggling with a heavy piece of grain and called out, "Hey little ant, why work so hard? Come sing with me. Summer is beautiful. Let's enjoy it." But the ant, without stopping, replied, "I'm storing food for the winter. You should do the same, my friend. When the cold comes, you'll wish you had prepared." The grasshopper chuckled. "Winter is far away. There's plenty of time. I want to live in the moment." And with a carefree whistle, he skipped away. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months. The sun grew softer, the air became chilly, and the once green fields turned brown and dry. Autumn arrived, and soon after, winter spread its icy blanket across the land. Snow covered the ground. The trees were bare. The flowers had disappeared, and so had the food. The ant stayed warm and cozy in his little underground nest, his shelves stacked with food he had gathered in the summer. He sat in comfort, sipping tea made from dried herbs, and occasionally looking outside at the snow, grateful for his hard work. But above the ground, things were different. The grasshopper, who had danced all summer, was now cold, hungry, and shivering. The snow had buried all the food. There was nothing to eat, and nowhere warm to hide. He hopped weakly from one frozen bush to another, looking for crumbs. But winter was harsh, and food was nowhere to be found. Desperate and freezing, the grasshopper remembered the ant. With his last bit of strength, he made his way to the ant's nest and knocked on the tiny door. The ant opened it and was shocked to see the once happy grasshopper now thin, tired, and nearly frozen. "Please," the grasshopper whispered, "I have no food, no shelter. I didn't listen to you. I didn't prepare. Can you help me?" The ant paused. He remembered how the grasshopper had laughed and danced while he worked. But looking at him now, weak and helpless, the ant's heart softened. He helped the grasshopper inside, gave him warm soup, and shared some of his stored food. As they sat by the little fire, the grasshopper looked down and said, "I learned my lesson, dear friend. Next summer I will work too. I now understand that joy is sweeter when you know you've earned it." The ant nodded kindly. "It's never too late to learn," he said. "But remember, every season has its purpose. Summer is for gathering, winter is for resting, and balance is the key." From that winter on, the grasshopper never wasted another summer. And the ant? He was proud to have helped, but even prouder that his friend had changed. The two of them worked together in the seasons to come, and their friendship grew stronger than ever. So remember, work when it's time to work, play when it's time to play, and always prepare for tomorrow even when today seems perfect.